Hello agents, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. In today's video, I wanted to show you guys a crazy good one-shot rifle build. This rifle build is super fun to play with, and I believe that anyone should have this in their arsenal. Like, one-shotting NPCs has never felt so good with this old Western-style 1886 rifle. Like, this gun packs a punch harder than a Call of Duty Zombies weapon upgrade. And whether you love rifle builds or not, you're definitely going to enjoy running this build. Like, who the heck isn't going to find it fun one-shotting NPCs, right? And as you guys have seen from the gameplay footage at the beginning of the video, those were legendary difficulty NPCs, getting dropped like mosquitoes, right? Crazy. This build stacks a great amount of weapon damage. Having 2 pieces of the breaking point gear set will give you a nice 25% increased rifle and marksman rifle damage. And watch this boss get dropped in one shot. Watch. Damn. So you can basically one-shot anything. It's crazy. The Fox's Prayer knee pads adds another 10% increased rifle damage on top of that, with an additional 8% damage to target out of cover increase. This build will also be utilizing the Zwiadovka brand set, which is a great addition because it adds not only an increased 15% mag size, but it also adds another 20% rifle damage, further increasing this build's overall damage output. You can one-shot almost everything with this build, and it's extremely fun to use. This build makes clearing control points look like child's play and can even one-shot most NPCs on any difficulty. This speeds up farming big time, and since the Division 2 is a grind-heavy game, this build is a must-have for anyone. So let's take a closer look at this build setup, shall we? Since this is a headshot damage-reliant build, running the sharpshooter specialization is highly favorable. The sharpshooter specialization will give you an increased 15% headshot damage to rifles and marksman rifles, further increasing this build's damage output. Not only that, but while you're in cover, you will start generating 5 marksman and 5 rifle ammo every 10 seconds, which is extremely helpful because the 1886 does lack in mag capacity. Not to mention the extra armor that you will also be gaining while being in cover, which is also super beneficial because this build has no survivability whatsoever. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys, right? Like, no survivability at all. 0. So don't be surprised because other than getting folded like fresh laundry every now and then, this build is solid. So for the primary weapon, having the talent determined is required. This and the headhunter talent on the vest are the bread and butter for this build. So the way the talent determined works is that after killing an enemy with a headshot, the next shot landed on any enemy will be a guaranteed headshot. And the headhunter talent, on the other hand, will basically be giving you a headshot damage buff, like big time. So you are basically hitting ridiculously high headshot damage numbers no matter where you are shooting an enemy. For the attributes on the build, I highly recommend rolling headshot damage first, and for the high-end pieces, weapon handling is a great choice since there is a second attribute slot. So ideally, you want headshot damage on your gear set pieces and headshot damage and weapon handling on your high-end pieces. Except for the Fox's Prayer knee pads. Since these already come with damage to target out of cover, it's best you roll headshot damage on it. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in order to get the full benefits of this build's headhunter talent, you will need to have a base headshot damage over 150%. That is because having your headshot damage over 150% will increase the damage cap from 800 to 1250%. So as you can see, my overall headshot damage is 178%. For the secondary weapon, you can use whatever you'd like, but I'm using the Ouroboros Exotic SMG. An SMG will probably make a good choice as a secondary weapon in case a rusher slips by you and you don't have enough time to reload. The talent Vigilance that's rolled on the backpack is a nice finishing touch as it adds a whopping 25% increased total weapon damage, which unfortunately gets disabled once you're hit for 4 seconds. So the downside is you lose that 25% increased damage for 4 seconds if you are hit. This is why I highly recommend you use the Ballistic Crusader Shield with this build. The Crusader Ballistic Shield provides you with an extra layer of protection. This is not only beneficial for your survivability, but it will also help you retain that 25% weapon damage you get from Vigilance much longer. And for the secondary skill, I recommend running the Decoy as it is a great distraction for NPCs. The Reviver Hive is also another great choice, especially if you are running solo. Just consider your playstyle while you decide what skill or secondary weapon you would like to use. Some people may prefer using the Nemesis exotic sniper rifle instead of an SMG, for instance. A great alternative to the 1886 is the classic M44 carbine replica. This is a great marksman rifle to use as an alternative. The downside, however, is that the rate of fire is lower and you cannot use a ballistic shield since it's basically a sniper rifle. Also, if you don't have this named Walker Harris chest piece that comes with the perfect headhunter talent, a good alternative is a Providence vest with headhunter rolled on it. And by the way, this named Walker Harris vest is called Chain Killer, just in case you guys were wondering. So yeah, don't get bummed out if you don't have the named Chain Killer chest piece, because the Providence Defense Vest is a fantastic alternative. You will be getting an additional 15% increased headshot damage from the Providence brand set bonus. And the more headshot damage that you can manage to stack on this build, the more damage you're going to deal out. The pieces to this build are fairly easy to acquire. Countdown will be a great place to farm for them. Just make sure to select the targeted loot and you're good to go. Now, there is one con about this build that I must mention. In order to get that consistent headshot damage from the synergy of both the Headhunter and Determined Talent, you will need to get an initial headshot kill, which may be tricky sometimes, especially when you're fighting the Black Tusk Warhounds, considering the Warhounds have no head, right? So periodically you should expect to lose the headshot chain every now and then, but you can easily get it back by taking a deep breath. Then take your shot. This is Prajna. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and have gotten some value from it. If so, then please consider subscribing to the channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any future uploads. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and peace out.